So Ramaphosa established his legacy on placid, measured leadership. He was the antidote that South Africans yearned for after years of political tempests, president with a business-like head, integrity, and quiet composure that South Africans were yearning for after years of political tempests under the Zuma era. Early on, a great number of people thought he symbolized a new beginning, a man who could restore both stability and dignity to the nation's highest office. But now, that well-crafted image is starting to show signs of fissure in ways few had anticipated. The president is not talking, not fighting, and not acting. Instead, he sits in silence as his own comrades are falling like dominoes, each successive arrest warrant another strip torn away from the ANC's already shaky credibility and leaving people wondering if their leader is indeed in charge of things around him. By those who know the ANC's inner circles, Ramaphosa himself has been visibly disturbed by events. Accounts indicate that he has started to draw back from high-profile public engagements, opting to sidestep environments where frank questions could reveal his weaknesses. On a number of occasions he has allegedly refused to respond to reporters demanding clarity regarding the legal maelstrom around his cabinet. Instead, he spends extended periods behind closed doors with a dwindling coterie of trusted allies, many of whom are themselves increasingly under the spotlight. His mum is being questioned throughout the political divide. Why will he not speak? What is he concealing? Or, more chillingly, who is he really defending? The international warrant for his arrest last month shook the country to its foundations already. It was viewed as historic, a warning that corruption within the ANC had gone beyond the national to the international level. But the second one, hushed up, underreported, and so politically sensitive that even parliament corridors have been shaken by rumors, has destroyed the ANC leadership in ways not seen in decades. Sources say this time the official involved is not some backbencher or rural politician. This is not the departure of a smaller player whose loss would make little ripples within the party. No, it is not someone new, but someone who has been with Ramaphosa for years, a close friend, a trusted deputy, a name that, if it proves true, would not merely shake the ANC but shake the foundations of the presidency itself. The warrant is said to be related to an international financial crime probe. We are not dealing with trivialities. Consider offshore accounts stashed away in tax havens. Consider sprawling overseas property transactions constructed on suspect money. Consider kickbacks from high-paying state contracts masquerading as honest consulting fees. And this, investigators caution, is merely the tip of the iceberg. The larger, more ominous question is how deep the chain of these crimes goes. Are they the activity of rogue actors, or do they reach directly into the upper reaches of government? Sources within the union buildings indicate Ramaphosa has been unable to come to terms fully with the enormity of this latest blow. Several ANC insiders, including some of his strongest defenders, now concede that they have never seen him so shaken emotionally. Some report he has burst into tears in secret meetings, fighting to keep his cool under duress. Others have stated that in recent ANC top 6 meetings, he was seated in complete silence, clearly upset as his leadership was questioned openly for the first time. This is a man caught between two impossible positions, defending his party on one side, and defending the truth on the other. Attempting to balance both, he seems to be failing at both. For silence amid scandal doesn't appear caution, it starts to appear complicity, at best, or guilt. The second warrant can't be thought of as an isolated concept. It comes on the heels of several investigations that have been building steam around the globe. From European financial watchdogs to United States and Asian regulatory bodies, an international network of responsibility is closing in. And right at the middle of all that web is the ANC, which was at one time a symbol of freedom and is now increasingly used as a byword for corruption. Parliament itself has become a theatre of terror. Instead of fearless debate and passionate demand for accountability, there are muffled whispers in the corridors, pointed side glances across the benches, and calculated absences during crucial sessions. Each new parliamentary session begins with the same silent questions: who's next? Who's safe? Who has flipped secretly in order to save themselves? The ANC, once the mighty defender of the struggle for liberation, now has the appearance of a crumbling fortress, its members eating each other alive in acts of self-preservation. The feeling of solidarity that saw it through decades of fighting apartheid and into office has given way to suspicion, factionalism, and naked fear. And through the whole, Ramaphosa keeps silence. We have heard rumors, unverified but from well-placed sources, that the next name under legal investigation is not just yet another mid-ranking official who can be easily replaced. It is a person whose face has graced ANC election posters, a person who has addressed televised debates, a person whose statements have influenced the party's manifestos and who has positioned themselves as a moral guide in a dysfunctional movement. This person has been among the president's loudest defenders, often dismissing allegations of corruption as propaganda disseminated by foes of the ANC. Others even lean towards this number as the next party leader, a calm influence in its tumultuous future. And now, the same individual might be the next to fall from it. If this name comes out and is officially announced, it will not end in a resignation. It will start a chain reaction that could topple the entire ANC organization. Whole committees may crumble. Ephemeral alliances painstakingly constructed over decades may dissolve within days. And above all, Ramaphosa will have to confront the ultimate, inexorable question: how long can he keep quiet before the silence kills him as well? While the ANC falters, Parliament splits, and the world is observing each step, South Africa is at a crossroads. Ramaphosa has two options, and both carry risks. He can just keep going with his present course of silence, stalling, holding out for the storm to somehow break, hoping the scandals blow away with the news cycle. But time is running out. Public trust is melting at record pace. Pressure from abroad is building, and with each passing day his failure to act makes him less and less appear to be a president in charge and more like a bystander to his own destruction. The other option is for him to step forward and meet the crisis head-on, acknowledging the corruption, calling for responsibility, and demonstrating he's not merely another keeper of a broken system. But that risks losing him allies, splitting what's left of his party, and even prompting calls for his resignation. What we are seeing is not simply a series of political scandals. It is the gradual, slow-motion fall of a governing party and, maybe, the silent decline of a man once regarded as its messiah. Every new arrest order wears away at the pillars of the ANC. Every new rumor of corruption chips away at whatever credibility the party has left. And with each of the refusals to speak, each avoided question, each glaring absence from the national spotlight, Ramaphosa himself becomes part of the ill he once vowed to correct. His silence is no longer a neutral thing, it is a working force speeding the rot.